What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. You're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch. My name is Kevin. We do these every Monday and Friday. We're going to talk about some Lorcana news, some meta trends, and some card prices. My Goons, we are only about a week away until set 5 for Lorcana. Disney Lorcana Shimmering Skies is going to hit the shelves on August 9th. We got a bunch more card reveals today. Here's a couple I do want to go over. We have a Steel Legendary that was revealed the other day. It's a Jafar 6 inkable Challenger +7, 0 strength, 7 willpower, quest for 2, and says opposing characters with cost 4 or less cannot challenge. So we've seen how impactful Gantu was in the meta, and I don't think this Jafar is going to be anywhere near as impactful as Gantu was, and Gantu only sold for about $5 to $10 as a legendary. So do you think $40 is worth this price? Definitely not. Definitely do not order these pre-order prices. Not even for good cards like Prince Naveen over here. This card is pretty awesome. It's a 4 ink uninkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower, singer 6. That says when you play this character, you may play a song with cost 6 or less for free. We talked about this on the other market watch because even though this character does seem pretty powerful, I personally don't think it's worth pre-ordering it for $40. We don't have that many $40 legendaries in Lorcana, and I think you should just wait before getting this card. Another awesome card I want to go over is Mufasa, Ruler of Pride Rock. This card reads like a custom Lorcana card. This card's insane. It's an 8 ink uninkable, quest for 4 strength, 9 willpower. That says when you play this character, exert all cards in your inkwell, then return 2 cards at random from your inkwell to your hand. So imagine if your opponent has 15 cards in their inkwell, you're going to have to roll 2 dice to pick 2 random cards. Then another ability that says whenever this character quests, ready all cards in your inkwell. So you will basically get a free extra turn. You can quest with this Mufasa, re-ready all your cards, play more cards because your ink is just ready again. So yeah, this Mufasa pre-ordering for $49.86 right now. It's a very powerful card. Is it worth pre-ordering? Probably not, but I think these are cards to for sure look out for when you're opening up Shimmering Skies next week. We have Mirabel Madrigal, a $50 pre-order as well. This is a 5 cost inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower that says you can't play this character unless you have 5 or more characters in play. And she quests for 5, which is the first of its kind if I'm not mistaken. Some people are going to be using strategies like the Queen Peddler, so you can try and get this 5 lore off, but is it going to be worth $50? Probably not. This is also going to be the set championship prize card. We've had that confirmed. If you thought bounce packages like Merlin and Madam Mim were annoying, we're actually getting more and more support for them. We have a new Madam Mim card coming out in Shimmering Skies. It's the Elephant, 4 inkable character that has 3 strength, 7 willpower, and an ability that says when you play this character, banish her or return chosen character of yours to your hand. Very similar stipulation like the other bounce characters. Second ability is Sneaky Move. At the start of your turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from this character to chosen opposing character. So I like how Amethyst has this running theme where you're able to move damage counters from your characters to opposing characters, so that's pretty cool. Like I just mentioned, this is support for the Madam Mim and Merlin goats and all that package. So if you're somebody who is playing that package or you want to play it next format, consider picking up those cards if you want the cold foils or not right now before the prices go up, because we are getting more support for Madam Mim and Merlin. And this is the last new card I want to go over. This is probably the only card that I would consider pre-ordering because I think this card is crazy good. Chicha, Dedicated Mother. It's a 2 ink uninkable sapphire card, 2 strength, 1 willpower that has support, and says during your turn, when you put a card into your inkwell, if it's the second card you put into your inkwell this turn, you may draw a card. So I like this a lot. It's draw power for Sapphire. I feel like if you play this in Sapphire now, you can possibly play Sapphire with other colors that you weren't able to before, maybe Emerald, because now you have a consistent draw engine where you can play Chicha on turn 2. On turn 3 you can play a second Chicha, use 1 jump to sing this Chicha, and then when you ink a second time, you're going to draw 2 cards, right? It's pretty good, right? And if the Chichas stay alive, then you're going to just keep drawing more and more cards. So I like this card a lot. This is the only card that I would maybe consider picking up at $4 to $5 from these pre-orders, because I can easily see this being like a $10 rare eventually as time goes on. But when the set comes out, they're going to be cheap. There's going to be a bunch to go around. So this is for sure a card that I'm picking up for foil when the set comes out. I also like that it has support. I feel like support is an ability that's kind of slept on in Lorcana. I didn't know until just recently that you can use support on the opposing characters. So if you have like double Chicha and you quest with them, you can give support to a Diablo twice. That Diablo will be 6 strength, and then you can drop this Minnie Mouse Musketeer, or you can play something like World's Greatest Criminal Mind and pop that Diablo. So I like strategies like that. I think it's gonna make like different colors way more playable. Speaking of which, Bodyguard Minnie Mouse Musketeer Champion, this Enchanted rare is less than $100. I love to see it. I really have been testing this card out, and ever since I started playing with Akita Enchanted in my blue faucet deck, and I really enjoyed that. And I noticed that Kitas are only like $80 or $90, so I want to just get like a playset. Now I want to get a playset of Minnie Mouse Musketeers because the deck I'm trying to make for set 5 does play these two cards, so I'm kind of hyped on the Minnie Mouse myself. So I like that these are pretty cheap right now. There's a couple other cheap Enchanteds like our set championship prize card Enchanted. These are selling for around 142, lowest verified by Empire Gaming FCX, and more recent sales confirming that they're being sold for around 140, 142. We have about 4 sales today, multiple sales happening yesterday. There's 4 again, and they kind of been selling for a little bit less than 150 now. But set championships are over, so you will no longer be able to win this Ursula Sea Witch Queen. That is it. Finito, that is over. I didn't win a single one. I played 3 set championships and I ended up in top 8 once, and the other ones I got spanked. So, no Ursula for me. If I want one, I'm gonna have to spend more than $100 just to get one now. And so will you if you didn't acquire one. So I hope you guys had an awesome set chance experience. Let me know in the comments below if you won an Ursula, if you sold your Ursulas, or if you're looking to buy more Ursulas. This is the only Ursula that I'm personally interested in right now. This is the Ursula Deceiver of all Enchanted Rares, selling for less than $250 right now. Lowest verified is by SideQuest Florida for $2.19.50 with dollar shipping. Plenty of sales happening for around that $230 range now. Less than $250 is good to see in my opinion. So one for $225, $225, $219 on the 26th, right? These were selling for a little bit more than $300 earlier in the month, and they've just been kind of tumbling down. Seeing it less than $250 is really good in my opinion. I think the card's going to be even better next format in terms of like meta play. And again, overall, it was printed incorrectly. It was printed in Storyborn. It should be Dreamborn. So now that I actually was able to acquire one for around $200-$250, so now that I have it, I'm not gonna let this one go, at least for a cool minute. Some other Enchanted rares are pretty low today. Lowest verified for Alice Growing Girl is going to be all the way at 150 now by LLC Trinity Games. So if you got these for a little bit more than 200, or if you saw them at more than 200 and you thought that was too expensive, now they're definitely selling for around 150. There's 48 listings left. Aurora Dreaming Guardian also selling for less than 200 today, which is kind of nice to see. MTG Madness Florida has them for 187 with $1 shipping. These are for sure selling for around 250. For a cool minute, they were selling for around 250 during the month of June. Yeah, during the month of June, they were selling for like 200, 250 plus, and now they're less than 200. So not too bad. And I think there are some enchanters that are sought after. Like Along Came Zeus. You can see this by the listings. There's only 9 left available. These were selling for as low as $105, $103, even one selling for $90 earlier in the month. But all those are gone, and now we're starting to see them climb back up to 125 by Zig's Card House. There's only 9 listings left at the bottom of the page. Lowest verified becomes 250 by Limitless Gaming. So from 125 to 250, that's a very big difference in pricing. So I feel like if you have Along Came Zeus, you could probably list them for pretty high this week and get rid of them. Or, if you want to hold on to them, this card's probably going to be more than 150 in a couple days. Only 9 listings left, right? And this is one of those enchanted rares like Maui where I feel like it's a staple, like I would feel safe buying like 2 or 3 Zeus and keeping them in my binder because I would know that I can play them in a deck. Just like the same way like I'd feel safe buying 4 enchanted Maui, knowing dang well I'm probably going to play all 4 in a deck in the future. And real quick, I want to give you guys an update on the DLC promo cards. These are the non-foils, the ones you get for side events. So the Cinderella has been coming down in price, actually. Lowest verified is now 120 by Shades, but you can get them for around $100 by non-verified sellers on TCG Player, actually. So if you want to get a little bit of discount on these, you can get them for you get them for $100, which is kind of nice. There's also the cold foil versions, which are the prize cards, and lowest verified is still $1,500. But I don't know if you want to buy those on TCG Player, right? The the Rapunzel gifted with healing non-foil is selling for around 120 to 150 still, which is nice. So still more than the Cinderella. Lowest verified is by Peridio's Playground, 137.77 with $1.22 shipping. And before that though, there's some for 120 by James Baxter. Oh, cool. That's like the Adventure Time reference, right? By James Baxter, or a Games Bookstore, if you understand that reference. But yeah, Rapunzel gifted with healing a little bit more than 120, close to 150ish. So if you are going to be playing a DLC, these prize cards on the side for side events will still net you some extra value, which is nice to see. And I wanted to keep up with this because it's been about a week since the DLC in Texas, and the Dragonfire promos is what's given for your participation, and these are still selling for around $70. FAO now has you lowest verified for $69.99. I thought these would have come down more because they've been kind of chilling at around 75 to 80 bucks even before the Texas DLC. As you can see here, they were around 79 to 85, but now they're confidently around 70 to $75, which isn't too bad. I thought they would have come down way more, but every DLC they seem to come down like 5 bucks or more, right? But not too bad, not too bad. And before we call it a day, I just want to go over some meta cards right now. But I don't know what the meta is going to look like in Shimmering Skies, but these are just cards that I think are just great staples to have, or cards that I'm starting to see pick back up in sales movement. Diablos are now $36 again. Houston Game Guys has you for $35.79 for your Diablo Devoted Herald in your mints. And the cold foils are still pretty cheap. Lowest verified is only $40. So you might as well pay 5 bucks more by God Tier Gaming for $40 for your cold foil Diablos instead of $35 for the non-foils, right? Rapunzels are shooting back up in price. I feel like since the reveal of a lot of the Amber cards, like some of the Amber cards are not only really hyped, but they look really good. So maybe Amber might be coming back into rotation as one of the best decks next format. And because of that, you can see this Rapunzel just selling throughout it's just selling really high throughout the entire day. They went from $35 to $40. Now lowest verified is going to be $43.87 by Finch and Sparrow. Shout out you guys, SoCal Game Store right there. But Rapunzels are going to be about $45 now. I think a lot of that has to do with the announcements of cards like Prince Naveen. Those verified for the cold foil Rapunzels are $72 by East Coast Anime. Every time, I never buy Rapunzels, and every time I see them at $30 to $35, I tell myself I should buy these. I should get these. That's a good price, right? Now that they're back at 40, I always regret it. I always regret not buying this card when it's cheaper. Beast Tragic Hero lowest verified is going to be $45 now by Florida Man, $44.99 with shipping included. Lowest verified for your Beast Tragic Heroes. And if you want cold foil beasts, they're still selling for $80. Pink Money Games has you for $79.99. After that, Manta Trading has you for $84.99. So $80 to $85 for your cold foil beast Tragic Heroes today. Ursula Deceiver Revolve is still very, very cheap in my opinion. Lowest verified is $21.99 by God Tier MIR. No, not too bad. And $22 after that by Elite Trainer cards. So still close to that $20 range. I'm still surprised this card's that cheap. Lowest verified for the cold foil is Double Infinity for $32.44. So cold foils are still, more than $30-ish. But if you just want to play Emerald next format, consider getting your playsets right now while they're still in the $20 range for the non-foils, because $22 for this legendary is not bad, especially when we've seen it sell for like $40 on the non-foil when the card was very hyped during set 3 format. Robin Hood Champion of Sherwood, still a pretty good price right now, less than 40 bucks. KBAM Cards has you for $32.99 for the lowest verified on your Robin Hood Champions. And if you want cold foils, $45 is what it's looking like. $44.46 with $1.27 shipping by For the Win Games, lowest verified. So I'd say Robin Hood is still, the same price it's always been. $35 for the non-foil, $45 for the foil, and I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Sisus are still only selling for $15. We saw how good this card is in Ruby Amethyst. You can shift this onto your 3-drop Sisus, and next format, when we're going to be getting cards like the Steel Pete, which stops you from playing actions the turn after. So I do feel like characters that are removal based are going to be even more popular next format. Cards like Sisu might even go up and see more play, but lowest verified today is $14.95 by FRG Collectibles for your non-foil Sisus. And if you want cold foil Sisu siblings, they're going to be as low as $21 by God Tier MIR. So less than $25 for these cold foils. Mufasas, the Mufasa has been going up in price this week just a little bit. Lowest verified is now $15.99 by Amazing TCG, no longer less than $15. After that, $16.22 by the Realm Games, $15 with $1.22 shipping by a couple other listings right there. And the cold foils are almost $35 now. Check that out. Mad City Collector has you for $32.35 with $1.22 shipping for your cold foil Mufasas. I think Mufasa gets better next format for sure. And without Bucky in the meta, like this is a deck that I would personally try and play for like the Toronto DLC maybe. We're seeing the Queen's Castle come down a little bit in price, no longer necessarily in that $15 range. Lowest verified is now $11 with $1 shipping by KBAM cards. There was a Sapphire card released today that outs locations, you know what I mean? So I think it's safe to say that as time goes on, there's going to be more and more effective removal outs to locations. So I think that's going to make a little bit of an impact on castles. So, you know, if you want to make some, you know, change or you have some extra inventory, consider moving some of these cards that are relevant in today's meta, but might not be necessarily relevant in the future. These cold foils are still really cheap though. We have a couple cold foils for $15 with $1 shipping. Ed and Cardco has you for $13 with $2 shipping. So if you want your cold foil castles, they're really close to the same price as the non-foils, which is nice to see. Strength of a Raging Fire. This card is getting pretty expensive for a staple. Lowest verified is going to be around $5. $368 with $1.27 shipping. After that though, $475 with $1.27 shipping, and it just keeps getting higher and higher. So it's almost like a $6 rare for your steel staples. And it's looking like cold foils are dang near double. Lowest verified is going to be $10 with $1.27 shipping. After that, Lorcana TCG Pro has you for $12 for your cold foils. So around $6 for the non-foils, $12 for the cold foils. Makes perfect sense. Tamatoa's pretty cheap today. $6 by KBAM cards with $1 shipping. Shout out you guys for having these low prices. Most recent comp for the cold foil is only $16, so less than $20 if you want to get some cold foil Tamatoas right now. Oh yeah, lowest verified for a near mint, $14.73. After that, Top Choice Gaming has you for $16. Shout out Storms MTG. Shout out Top Choice Gaming for having cheap Tamatoas today. And I'm pretty sure Tamatoa is still going to be good next format, right? Merlin and Rabbit. If you guys are interested in playing rabbits, like I mentioned earlier, they are getting more support. The Merlin Min package is going to be even better next format, I think. Lowest verified for your rabbits today are $2.25 by Rush Hour Collectibles with $1.27 shipping. But after that, Lorcana has you for $3.23 with $1.23 shipping. So it's about a $5 rare Merlin and Rabbit, getting up to that price. I would not get rid of this card for less than $5. I think the card's just that good. And that mandatory index, right? B Prep selling for $10.75. Lowest verified, Heroic Adventures FBI. So this card's been going up a little bit. Lowest verified, and it's going to stick around more than $10 is what it's looking like. So I like collecting these right now. Cold foils are going to be, QBKNC has the cold foils for $24.95 lowest verified. So cold foil B Prep's going up. These are about $25 now. Love to see that, because that's a staple in Lorcana if I ever seen one. And speaking of cold foil staples, Prince John is going up now. Check this out. Over the last week or so, it went from $6 all the way to double. $13.29 is the lowest verified by Gorpoth Gaming, and with $1.27 shipping. So Prince John's like a $15 cold foil now. I'm telling you guys, with no Bucky, you're probably going to have to play Prince John in Emerald decks. You're probably going to have to play Emerald with Ursula Deceiver of All and stuff. So start picking up those Emerald cards before they keep jumping up in price. And last but not least, before we call it a day, I do just want to go over some quick DLC updates. We have some recent comps for your Flotsam and Jetsam promos, $15. We have a PSA 9 Top Cut Cinderella promo that sold for $1,144 after 31 bids. So PSA 9, that's not bad. You know, the Raws were selling for a little bit less than $2,000. That actually is really low, actually, though. We have a PSA 10 Let It Go selling in 22 bids for $1,400. So that's kind of cool to see. And then another Let It Go selling raw for only $600 on eBay. So that's a new low if I've ever seen one. The Let It Goes are probably gonna, get lower and lower as time goes on with more DLCs. But I like the Let It Go in particular because you can't get this card non-foil. Obviously, you can get the regular Let It Go, but not this specific art. So that's what I like about the Let It Go in particular. So 600 seems kind of low. I feel like I would want to ask more for that, right? And then we have a PSA 9 Cindy non-foil selling for $155. So that's gonna be all for the Market Watch, my goons. Remember, the new set comes out August 9th, so do not pick up these pre-orders. Be patient, wait for the market to actually show the true prices of the cards before you start spending like $40, $50, $60 on some of these legendaries. But until then, my goons, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we will see you goons next time.